I've noticed a lot of people have trouble when they're making first impressions with people. So here's how to make a W first impression. Number one, you have to be polite. You can't just go up to a random person that you're trying to befriend and start talking about yourself, or go up to a random person and start insulting them because that's your humor, or any of those examples. You have to be very polite. The first impressions really do matter the most, and it's how people are going to remember you. So if you're not polite, or you're being very disrespectful, or you're not looking at someone when they're talking to you, or you're trying to talk over them, or you're not present when they're talking because you're thinking about what to say next, they're gonna know. People know when you do those things. Subconsciously they can tell, because that's how we've evolved as humans. That brings me to my next point. Only speak when asked. You should be primarily talking about the other person's interests. So, let's say me and you are having a conversation. We're talking about the weather. It's high 80s this week, isn't it? It is high 80s this week. Don't ever talk about the weather though. Another tip, don't talk about the weather, it's lame. You should ask the other person about their interests and talk about that. But we're gonna keep going with the weather example, because why not? What's your favorite thing to do during hot weather? Do you prefer hot weather, or do you prefer cold weather, or what's your favorite season? Something like that. Just ask them questions so that you can hear them talk and they feel important. You have to make them feel important in a conversation. That's just how that works. By the way, not sponsored, but this is fire. Great. Ask and remember their name by using it in the conversation. So this is one of the principles in How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. He talks about how a person's name is the sweetest sound in any language. Let's say your name is Mary, right? Your name isn't Mary, but let's say your name is Mary. And as soon as I meet you, I'm like, hey, what's your name? And you're like, my name is Mary. And then throughout the entire conversation, what do you think about this, Mary? Well, what happened when you did this, Mary? You heard your name throughout me and you talking the whole time. You would think of me higher. I would be placed higher in your mind and the people that you think about because I use your name so much. That's also another tip. If you're trying to find like a romantic interest, use their name and make a lot of eye contact and physical contact, but like in a not a weird way. Don't be like doing weird stuff. Be authentic. It's super simple. It's super easy. As soon as you're talking, you're not thinking. And I've talked about this a lot. You know that I talk about talking and not thinking, because when you're thinking, you are fucking up everything. You're not trying to be authentic. You're not trying to be you. You're trying to think about what they want to hear, and that's not you. As long as you're talking, as long as you're speaking, as long as you're being in the present, people are gonna fuck with you. And if they don't, then you don't need to associate with them. So, to recap, be polite. Only speak when you've been asked to speak. Speak primarily about the other person. Ask and remember the name of the other person you're talking to, and be authentic. It's not that hard. Go out there, go crush it, go kill, don't kill. If you want to break out of your social shell and into the social realm, click that link in the description, book a coaching call with me, do all the things, hit all the buttons, do all the stuff. I'll see you tomorrow. I had to come back real quick and drop something to get the momentum started. Momentum is very important when you're doing something you're trying to achieve. Go get a Nitro Pepsi.